Housing, big data. I come from a background where we do a lot of data analysis, data integration, and of course on a lot of we do on big data platform. Now I'm quite excited and glad to take all of you through this webinar session that we have arranged exclusively for you. So just to quickly give you a webinar agenda, in this session we are going to cover the concepts and understanding of ETL, which is actually complementing the Hadoop ecosystem. And we'll also learn how do we adopt into ETL big data industry. Now we'll also understand this state-of-the-art smart technology called Talend, which we'll use for big data. And now, yes, the biggest attraction for this technology is you don't need to any more hand coding using MapReduce programming. We'll just learn the big data in minutes. Yeah, I'm serious about it. Now we'll also do a hands-on use case on the big data platform, and we'll just showcase how do we implement the job using various platforms that we have set up exclusively for this session using Hadoop. Well, yes, ETL with big data. There is a lot of talk about in the town that the arrival of big data is actually the doom of ETL and data warehousing and blah blah. There are many stuff about it. But to be very honest, Hadoop will never eliminate the ETL. Rather, these two bodies will complement each other. Now, what is this ETL is about? This Talend is about. This is actually a graphical user interface, a layer which is sitting on top of the Hadoop application, which really makes your life easy, reducing the burden of a lot of hand coding. Yeah, and the surprising stuff and the buzz which is going on the market is that ETL and even data warehousing is lack of push and analysis of some outlandish comment. Yeah. Now, really, what no one seems to question is whether we talk about ETL, whether we talk about MapReduce, whether we talk about big data, Hadoop, you name it, any kind of state-of-the-art technology. Most of them deals with the core competencies, which is revolving around data. Now, data is the main element. Yeah. So it's quite a funny topic that is really practical for our organization to you just quickly dump all the data with the lightning speed into the Hadoop platform. We'll quickly see through the course. Yeah. Now this is of course a data integration come hybrid big data tool, and it ensures the timely, trusted, and relevant, secure, and authoritative data. Yeah. Just to give a quick reminder, we have a dedicated 15 to 20 minutes of questionnaire session towards the end of the course when we'll come towards the end of the presentation. So we'll definitely take up the question. So that just came to my mind. Just wanted to remind all of our invitees. Yeah. Now this modern integration technology is the optimizer process information in both scale up and scale out architecture. Now, most of the areas where this abstract processing, such that multiple applications can consume and benefit from secure and curated data set. ETL, of course, no doubt needs to continue to evolve and adapt to developer preference and performance, scale, latency, and its modern application. Now, to be very honest, Hadoop is just another engine upon which ETL and its associated technology like DQ data quality, data profiling, master data management can easily run. Now, renaming what is commonly referred in our industry as ETL, or most ignorantly dismissing data challenges, enterprise-wide data needs, is just irresponsible comment. Now, for those who hails from a background of ETL or maybe from non-ETL, just so that everyone would be on sync. Now, rewriting ETL script is MapReduce code. Is still a ETL? Yes, of course, it is. Now, is ETL running faster? In some cases, it is. In some cases, it is not. on Hadoop. Is it eliminating the ETL? No, of course not. Is introduction of Hadoop changing where and how ETL happens? Of course, yes. Now, so obviously the question is not really what are we eliminating ETL? Are we really eliminating ETL? But where does, as I said before, ETL take its position in comparison to this evolving big data and Hadoop technology? And they, of course, as I said, complement each other, which we will see during our short demo session of the Hadoop, Hadoop platform in the Talend. Now, obviously, we know in ETL, the E represents the extraction of the data from different heterogeneous or homogeneous source system, you name it, delimited, flat file, database, XML, Excel, CSV, unstructured data, you name it, Talend for big data has a connector for it. So in terms of integrating the data, different source system, you absolutely can rely on this technology where the state-of-the-art scaling up background MapReduce technology will take care of the speed and the data transformation. Now, the kind of transformation level we have within Talend for big data is phenomenal. It can convert anything and everything depending on the business requirement. And finally, if you talk about any kind of target system, Talend is quite capable of loading the data onto it. Now that is more or less of ETL. Now obviously we get lots of questions during our launch of this phenomenal course. Now why ETL and Hadoop? Because there are so many stuff revolving in the market with a lot of promises of learning this state-of-the-art technology. Now the best thing that you get learning a Talend plus big data platform is the primary reason is Talend itself comes with a set of technologies or software, you can say, which primarily focuses everything and anything in and around data. We have data integration, which integrates your multiple platform data. We have data quality, which takes care of your cleansing and clearing your enterprise data. We have MDM, which is master data management, which takes care of data governance. We also have enterprise service bus, and recently they also have launched the business process management, which is BPM. And the talk of the town, of course, big data. And trust me, Talend has seen this big data coming on its way almost quite a few years back. That is one of the primary reasons Talend started, integrating along with the big data platform, where you really do not need to learn n number of technologies or programming language. You just need to learn Talend. That's it. Once you are there, you are a data quality champ, you are a data integration champ, and of course, you are a big data champ as well. This slide, of course, shows that Talend is, of course, a one-stop solution for anything and everything that arises from the current Hadoop ecosystem. As you see in the slide, we have Talend Open Data Solution, we have Hadoop, we have the Hive, we have Scoop, we have SDFS, we have HBase, we have Uzi, the scheduler, and we have Pig. Now, obviously, it improves the efficiency of big data job designed with abstract generate the code. Yeah. Now, why? It transforms inside the Hadoop. So it really complements Hadoop. It also supports the native SDFS, as I said. Most of what is talk in the town, anything and everything is something that Talend supports. And most of the market leaders in the big data industry, you name them, Hortonworks, the Cloudera, the Mapper, all of them have already done the tie-up with Talend technology. One of the primary reasons for that is Talend as an industry or as a technology, they are already core into data integration, data quality, master data management. Now, big data was something which they just need to develop the plugins. Now, the tougher part or the actual pain on the back was always the MapReduce programming, because that is always a hidden area in big data, or you can say Hadoop platform, which Talend more or less has consumes with itself, and what it has given to the users is just a best graphical user interface where you can just literally drag and drop and you're almost there in the big data industry. Now this is what the Talend has to say. We are having a quick picture of this tool called Talend for big data, as you can see in the screen. Now why Talend? Talend Corporation itself says that because the more connected the world, the more quickly a business must adapt. Now, as I was quickly jumping onto the topic, the more, as the Talend was saying, the more connected the data the world becomes, the more quickly the business must adapt. Yeah, that's true. As you see a very quick glance or a screenshot of Talend for big data, we have more firepower going forward in the next slides. Yeah, excuse me. Now, why Talend? Why do we get this query more often? Why do I need to use Talend? Now, Talend is the only graphical user interface tool, one of the first, rather than I say, one of the first graphical user interface tool, which is capable enough to translate an ETL job into a MapReduce job, which is very important. Now, the Talend ETL job gets executed as a MapReduce job on Hadoop and get the big data work running in minutes. Yeah. Now, this is what makes Talend hotcake in the market these days. This is a key innovation, because most of the resource or the skill workforce in the industry that comes, they necessarily do not have a background of programming, or especially the myth which is running in the market, Java programming. They necessarily do not hail from that background. Now, for these kind of audience, or for these kind of skill force, learning big data would never been easier. Now, this is what I always say is a key innovation, which helps to reduce the entry barriers in big data technology and allows the ETL job developers, whether you are a beginner or advanced, it really doesn't matter, to carry out the data warehouse offloading to greater extent. Now, with its Eclipse-based graphical workspace, Talend Open Studio for Big Data enables the developer and data scientists to leverage the Hadoop loading and processing technology, like as I said, SDFS, Pig, Hive, without having to write any complex Hadoop application code. Hadoop application seamlessly integrated within minutes using Talend. Now, simply selecting the graphical components from the palette and arranging them, configuring them, and just placing them as per the business requirement, we can create the Hadoop jobs in minutes. Yeah, that's true. And loading the data in terms of steps, for maybe the audience who knows a little bit of SDFS or they come from a background of big data, loading data into SDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, we know that it's one of the essential area. And now using the Hadoop Pig to transform the data in SDFS, load the data into a Hadoop Hive-based data warehouse, perform the extraction, transformation load, or extraction load, transformation aggregation in Hive, and leverage Scoop to integrate relational database and Hadoop. This is more or less a primary area on which Talend excels in big data area. As you see, Talend Hadoop integration, when you combine Hadoop with Talend, what comes out is the best of breed technology called Talend for big data. the demo and the use case that we are going to see in this session today live. We are using Talend Open Studio for Big Data 5.5. For Hadoop application to be truly accessible to your organization, they need to be smoothly integrated into your overall data flow, of course. Talend Open Studio for Big Data is the ideal tool for integrating Hadoop application into your broader data architecture. Now, the interesting part is Talend provides more built-in connector components, as I said, than any other data integration solution available. With more than 800 plus connectors, that's true. It makes it so easy to read from any kind of or to write into any kind of major file format, database, or any kind of enterprise application. Say, for example, in Talend Open Studio for Big Data, you can use drag and drop configurable components to create data integration flow that move data from delimited log files into Hadoop Hive, perform operation in Hive, and extract data from Hive into a MySQL database, just like, okay, yeah. See, more and more enterprises these days are wanted to scale up in Hadoop and big data technology. We all know this is quite a buzzword in the town for a long time. Now, all enterprise, all companies who deals with any kind of data, they want to take they want to use the leverage the big data technology with the minimal use. Now, the biggest challenge these days we have is most of the companies they're facing it. They're already having existing pool of resources who have been in this industry in different kind of technologies for quite a long time. Maybe you might be working as a technical lead, maybe a senior software engineer, or you may be a project manager into some technical project, you name it. Hadoop makes it so easy for anyone to learn or scale up. That's the biggest advantage with Talend and big data that you get. Yeah. Now, high rise of job trend in data scientist analysis, and at the same time, Talend also comes along with basic business intelligence transformations, which reduces your dependency on simple Excel dashboard and BI tools. Now, why we are talking about Talend? It's not only we are talking about Talend. Gartner, which is the technology magazine, is also featuring Talend as the best technology in market for data integration and big data. Excuse me. Three of the major players, as we showed in one of our previous slides, in the big data industry, Hortonworks, Cloudera, Mapware, already been tied up and official partner with Talend. And mostly, any level of person, as I said, in the industry can quickly get started on this without much prerequisites. Now, this is really something that we keep on, getting the queries from most of the people. I really don't know Java programming, and how would I, how this course will help me learn and excel in big data. The biggest advantage, let me tell you, you get with Talend for big data is there is no prerequisites. You got it right. To learn this concept, whether you come with prior knowledge of Hadoop or not, it's really not necessary. This course has some or other best thing to offer each and every one. That's what Talend for big data says, or even you can say claims. You can learn big data in minutes, right? You can learn big data in minutes. Sounds too good, but that's really true. When we have our class started up with the end of this month, which is starting on 28th of March, all would be a part of the state of the technology course curriculum would come to know that big data is never a nightmare. Yeah. Now that is what Talend is claiming. Go from 0 to pro big data in just 10 minutes. Get big data without coding. The Talend big data sandbox that they provide is just a ready to run environment that includes Talend platform for big data and most of the Hortonworks, Cloudera, Mapware, Hadoop distribution and systematic manner, so that every individual person, without getting into the complexities of cluster setup or node setup or having the Hadoop running on the machine, you can just get it running in minutes, just like that. Yeah, we will also share the installation document for all those who will be enrolling into the course. So you definitely can get Talend and Big Data Hadoop platform running on your personal computers in minutes. Yeah, that is something that that is quite talk of the enterprises among organizations, that who can use this talent for big data. Whether you are a developer, whether you are managing a team, whether you are a senior working professional, whether you are a technical lead, anyone can start working on talent for big data. You just need to learn talent for data integration or the core competencies of talent. Now, by learning talent for big data, you do two things. You are already becoming a ETL developer who knows in and around of his data, who know how to integrate his data. At the same time, the most important fact is you know how to integrate your data in big data platform. So you really become the essential or the key resource within the organization that most of the enterprise will sought after. Well, yeah, so we are we are about to see the quick demo on talent for big data, which I have prepared exclusively for this webinar, just to showcase. It's a very quick demo, but it will just showcase that how a complex, simple requirement or complex requirement, you can just get it done in Talend just in minutes. Yeah. We'll use the use case and we'll use a test data for this. And the platform that we are using in this demo is I'm using the Hortonworks Sandbox 1.3, which is complementing Talend for Big Data 5.5. My operating system is running on Windows 7 64-bit. And yes, the best part is for learning big data, you would not be having constraint in terms of hardware on your machine. Mine is, to be very honest, is a 4 GB RAM with running on i3 processor, so which is very basic. Yeah. Now what we will be doing quickly is we'll just quickly now jump into the demo part of it. You have to excuse me from the slide. Yeah, and I'll just quickly explain you. That is more or less the demo that we would have. Now I'll just quickly explain you this requirement. Yeah, I have extracted a random weblog from the internet, where a lot of people, you can take it from, like, say for example from Twitter or from Facebook, where people are talking about a lot in terms of what is happening within Hadoop and big data area, how is the job trend, and different people come from different part of the world and they just come and paste anything and everything. Now what we have done is we have extracted one of such weblog, which is, you can say, pretty much unstructured data, because it's not a typical row and column format. All right, now I'll just quickly showcase you the sample data. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Now this is more or less the test data, the weblog data that we would be using. As you can see, it really doesn't represent in a row and typical row and column format. It's not a structured data. Now what is we are going to do in this exercise is this weblog data we are having in our local file system. I'm going to transfer. I'm first going to connect to the SDFS system. All right, the Hadoop environment that I'm using, as I said, I'm using on my screen. As you can see, I'm using a Hortonworks Sandbox 1.3, which is running on my laptop at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just up and running a single node cluster over there. So first of all, I will be connecting to SDFS. Then what I'll do is I'll transfer the file from the local to the SDFS. Yeah, then I would start reading this file in my SDFS platform. Yeah. Now, what is it more or less that this job does is it analyzes the web extract data and produce. What does it produce? It produces the most frequently used or spoken word. Now, I think more or less we would have heard about a term called word cloud. Word cloud, I think you would have seen the banners also. How do we conclude that what is the more hyped or what is the most talked about word, so that we will start emphasizing on these kind of words in order to generate more marketing campaigns? Yeah. Now, out of this unstructured web log, what Talend for Big Data is going to generate is it is going to pick up each and individual word, and then it is going to count the frequency, and it is going to generate the most frequently used words within the weblog. Yeah. So I'll just quickly go and run the job. And on my screen, we would be seeing the most frequently used words in the unstructured weblog data in minutes. Yeah. Now this is a practical demo that I have prepared exclusively for you. I'm just quickly running this job. Now on my machine, both the sandbox as well as the big data are running, so it is getting a little slow there. But in minutes, we'll just see the job will start producing the result. There you go. Yeah. You see. Now see my top results over here. Now what happens here, these are hide word in this unstructured weblog data. Now as a industry, as an enterprise, if I want to generate or if I want to publish a marketing campaign, then these are the words which I'm going to connect to my audience. Now if you see the log, yeah, you see there's something called big data being used in many areas, but in different contexts. So that is where this takes a lot of advantage. Even if you see the data have been done, and and we just got this web extract. Talend is quite competent in reading most of the unstructured data or most of the log data and process it. All right. Now you see the most frequently used, the most frequently used data. The word is big data, Hadoop with the highest number of frequency. So I just sorted the data in a descending order from their maximum count. And we have, as you see, we have achieved the result in minutes. So just quickly recap what we do in this job is we are connecting to SDFS from Talend. Then we are transferring the files from the, we are actually transferring the file from local to SDFS. It's a small typo. All right. And then we are processing the data in the SDFS, in the Hadoop, yeah, and then we are just demonstrating the result over here. So if it is required, we can again transfer the file from SDFS to the local, or we can keep the file on SDFS, and so that is more or less the quick demo that I had prepared just to showcase a small firepower of what this tool or technology is quite capable of. Yeah, there is n number of possibility. As I was telling you, there is more than 800 plus connectors, as you see here. Yeah, we have more or less everything getting connected from Talend. You name the area, Talend will have more or less a connector for that. Yeah, so that is more or less on the demo side. Yeah. Now quickly, what all we would be covering in the actual course module. Yeah, we have categorized the entire course in such a way that anyone who would be starting fresh from ETL, non-ETL, Java, non-Java, we have arranged the course curriculum in such a way that it would produce the best result in terms of data integration and big data. In module 1, we are going to talk about the other ETL technologies also, and how does Talend perform in comparison to other ETL tool, and what does Gartner has to say, and the role of this open source ETL technology in big data. We'll talk about a lot more features about Talend on module 2 with the revolution in big data, and the most important modules to start taking the baby steps in this course curriculum, where we would start getting familiar with most of the source systems or target system, which is essential in any programming language or any technology will scale up on Hadoop. And then we would start with how do we transform our data with basics, how do we transform our business requirement into big data jobs. Yeah. And then we use concepts like how do we parameterize everything, how do we call routines, how do we read a lot of unstructured data, how do we process it, if there is any special requirement, how do we handle them, how do we set job dependencies, everything. And now with module 7, we would cover many big data concepts which is required to understand for Talend for big data. And we'll quickly jump into the Talend for big data, and we will start getting familiar with this big data technology overall in and out. Then we would do a lots of talk and hands-on on Hive on big data, and then on with the last module, we are going to also do a lot of hands-on and talk on Pig, because these are the popular areas to scale up in Hadoop or more or less on big data before we jump into anything else. And we, by the end of this course, we would be doing few real-time projects, all right, real-time projects, and which will also complement the certification post completion of this curriculum from Edureka. Yeah, and how does this curriculum work? We are going to have, as you know, live online classes regularly. We will have recordings in our learning management system. So by any chance, if you miss out any class due to some XYZ reason, then nothing to worry. You can always come back and see the classroom with a lot of hands-on demo. Of course, I would be always there along with my support team in Edureka to support you 24/7 in terms of your technical queries, or in terms of if you are stuck anywhere, or in terms of your infrastructure challenges. We will always be there. Now, I love quizzes. Yeah, trust me, that's how we learn. So we will conduct a lot of quiz sessions, and as I said, there would be project work, there would be assignments. So by the end of this course, one thing I can promise you, you would be one of the leading data integrator, or the person who would not that big data is alien term technology. Yeah. All right, we have come to the almost to the end of our webinar, and we would start taking up the questions. So you are free to ask anything that interests you in this course, or anything more you want to know, or anything else which you would be expecting out of this course? Yeah. So I'm all yours. So I believe we have our team, so you can start asking the question on the chart window. Yeah. So I would be happy to answer all of them one by one. And we have the next 15 minutes dedicated for the question answer round session. And yeah, I just before we move any further, we have this to the our course details along with a blog which talks about how do you learn talent for data, why is it essential, more in depth. So I would be glad if you go and visit the Edureka website for the same. All right. Now, before we get some more question, and this is something that we get to hear more often, that people who are non-Java programmer, they keep on asking us that big data or excelling in big data, and we also get questions from project-related people who are already into some or other technology. Which should not be, of course, fruitful if you start fresh, say for example, after having 10 years experience in some or other kind of technology. If you start again scratch with programming or Java programming, sometimes practically it is not possible. Now this is where, as I was saying, this is where the talent for big data stands completely apart. Yeah, you are getting an advantage of knowing the data integration, as well as you just do the big data with ease. You do not need to learn the MapReduce programming. You do not need to learn the complex Java programming way, because I've been through that phase, and trust me, I've seen both the side, and talent is just such a bless in this area. So you have so many other times so that you can spend on other state-of-the-art technology, that you really do not need to overspend for small business requirement. You really do not need to hand code a complex programming. You just need to know how do you drag and drop and arrange all of them. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got some questions. We got some questions that says, I am not a ETL non. Yeah, I'm not from an ETL background. Then how do I excel in big data if I want to learn? Should I go in a MapReduce programming way, learning the programming way, or should I go talent for big data way? I mean, it's if you ask me, it's completely dependent on what kind of profile you want to be. If you want to be in a profile where you really need a grip on the data, you understand your data, you have the capability to analyze your data, not only you just transform your data, but you do understand your data, you can cleanse your data, you can do a lot more on your data. So the real beauty is you get really that control on your data. Yeah. So yes, learning, I would obviously vouch for learning talent for big data would definitely would be a plus. You can say possible, rather learning the big data in the programming way, in the learning curve would definitely would be much better if you really want to gain the plus of both the world, knowing the data integration, being a ETL developer, at the same time knowing the big data as well. Yeah. All right. All right. Uh, Give me some time. Okay. Okay. Is there a way we can get a recording of this webinar? This is okay. Yeah, definitely. You will get a recording of this webinar. My technical team will get back to you. Yes, they are of course having a recorded session of it. I think someone from US has logged in and has asked. That is a bad time in US. Yes, that's right. Yeah, all right. Some more question. Let me quickly glance through them. Yeah. Yeah, in one of the research papers, yeah, what other similar tools are available in the market? All right, Lakshmi, I believe I heard that Pentaho has a few kind of connectors, same as Talend, and I have not done much of hands-on them, but I have done a bit of hands-on on Pentaho. And to tell you frankly, Talend beat them hands down at any point of time, as long as this is a question related to big data and data integration challenge. Yeah, they represent ETL present big data as one of the challenging big data. All right, is Talend a competitor for Hadoop, or it complements Hadoop? Yes, definitely, it complements Hadoop. That is one of the primary reasons these Hadoop selling vendors, which are the Mappa, the Hortonworks, the Cloudera, they all tied up with Talend. So definitely it complements. If it's a kind of technology which helps selling Hadoop platform along with the DI platform. Yeah. Can we consider ETL process as really a challenge? Not really, not really. See, you talk about any programming language, you talk about any kind of technology which deals with data. You need to learn how do we onboard the data onto the staging area. Let's say, how do you integrate the heterogeneous data? Once this data are there on your platter, you just massage them, you just transform them, and then you just load them onto the target system. Yeah. Are you okay? If we use Talend tool, in that case, no need of MapReduce developer, or still we require MapReduce? Of course. That is the beauty. I think Manik Rao asked that question. That is the beauty of this course. You really do not need to know the MapReduce programming. That is the pain area of it, and Talend takes most of it on the background, and what it gives you just to work on the front end is just drag and drop. You really do not need to do any hand coding. Yes, you're right. But if I want to be a Hadoop developer, do I need to have core Java knowledge? See, a very tricky question. If you want to be a Hadoop developer, most of us we need to understand what do a Hadoop developer role is being defined, more or less to do the data transformation, or is it to resolve some business requirement within the Hadoop platform? Yes. If that is the case, then I believe, as per my knowledge, you really do not have to learn the core Java knowledge. But if you learn basic Java knowledge, knowing Java is, of course, obviously knowing more technologies, of course, always better. But you really do not need to learn the core Java, to be more precise. Can Talend extract logs from Twitter? Yes, of course, my friend. Isaac. Yes, Isaac. Yeah. Talend do extract logs from Twitter. The kind of weblog that I extracted and showed you is actually a unstructured weblog. So there are connectors in terms of the clickstream data. Yes. Can we run on MacBook Pro? Yes, we can run. If you go to the website of Talend, they are having a version for Windows. They are also having a version for MacBook, and they also both have 32-bit and as well as 64-bit. Yeah. Talend will work only for structured data, or it will work with unstructured? Of course, Amit, to answer your question, Talend works it does hell lot of things, my friend, with unstructured complex data. And during the course content, there are two lifetime use cases which I'll showcase. which will just let you spellbound. You would not understand that really any other ETL tool can do that. Yes, it can run. It can read a lot of unstructured data, because see, you have to understand that Talend actually is based on Java, Eclipse-based platform. So anyone who knows a bit of Java or who doesn't know a bit of Java, it really doesn't matter. But anyone who knows Java, he would understand that Talend complements a lot in terms of the Hadoop, in terms of the Java platform. Yes. Sir, as I'm unable to attend this session, and do I get recorded video of this session? Yes, Yamuna, you will get. But yeah, is processing happening in SDFS or your local? The processing is happening, Sri Prasanna. To answer your question, the processing is actually happening on my SDFS. I can just show you my web URL up and running. All right. I think I had not shown you guys the URL, web URL, which I was accessing. Yeah, see, I'm using, as I told you guys, I'm using Hortonworks data platform. Yeah, can you all guys still see my screen? Can I get thumbs up on that? Can you still see my screen? All right, great. Lucy, hang on there. Anyone who has asked any question on the questionnaire session, let me tell you, I'm going to answer each and every one of you back. Yeah, so I think it's better I'm not writing, because we are having certain time constraint over here. I'm answering you back over the voice. All right, so what you see on my screen, I believe you see a Hortonworks platform, data platform. Can I get a yes? All right, Mangesh. Thank you, Mangesh. All right, thank you, guys. I'm just loaded with so many yes. All right. So just to give you a heads up, how does this demonstration job that you see now on my screen, how does this work? So what did I set up? Because this is a standalone machine on which I am doing the presentation. So what it does, I have installed this sandbox, which is actually Hadoop cluster offered by Hortonworks. As you know, there are three major players in big data area. One is Hortonworks, one is Cloudera, one is MapR. So I'm using a sandbox by, can we use schema mapping, record lineage, and data fusion technique for big data integration? Yeah, hang on someone there. I'm going to answer all of the question one by one, and I'm also going to loudly say the name of the person who is asking the question. So quickly, what I was saying is, this is a sandbox or a Hadoop platform which I am just using, and working on a command line is not everyone's cup of tea, isn't it? You need to know if you are running purely on the MapReduce programming or the SDFS way, you are not using Talend for big data, you need to know many Unix commands so that you can navigate around SDFS, which is the screen which you are seeing on your machine right now. That is the SDFS screen. All right. The same thing becomes very easy if I access it through the web URL of the Hortonworks platform. All right. Now this is more or less the Hortonworks platform, where I can literally go to my file browser. I'll just show you a demo so that I think most of us we know where are we and what environment we are using. All right. Now here, if you see, I go to root. This is directory. This indirectly, I am actually navigating similar to our Windows directory system. I am actually navigating in Unix directory system. All right. Now under test data, can we connect it to MongoDB or Cassandra? Of course, Gurpreet. I'll just show you quickly the MongoDB. I love to take this question. Yeah, I love to show the real firepower of Talend. Yeah, Gurpreet, if you see my screen now, just quickly, if you see my screen now, you ask whether it supports MongoDB and Cassandra. Do you see MongoDB here? Yeah, it supports all the MongoDB. You can do anything you want in MongoDB through Talend. You really do not need to go into the MongoDB. Now you also asked whether it supports Cassandra. Can you see Cassandra, Gurpreet? That's it. So you're happy? Yeah. Nitin, I'll come back to that. That is again one interesting question. Does it really integrate with analytic language? It does. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Yeah. All right. Now, more interestingly, as you see, I have created many files over this file system directory. Yeah? And this is more or less the same system. As you see, we have used one file today during our demo. Yeah. See the word cloud. See what I have done. I have actually transferred my data. Will you teach that in the program on how to connect to the various big data databases? Yes, Isaac. Yes. That is the core beauty of the program. If I'll not teach you how do you interface with most of the big data environment, then we are gone. Of course, I will tell you how do we connect to multiple big data environment, get the data on board, massage it, transform it, and then again push it back to the big data platform. Yeah. All right. Now, as you see this file, some person has asked that how do we see what environment I'm using and how does it actually connect. See, it actually connects to this file, what cloud file, and what cloud file we are reading. You see this environment, user root test data what cloud. This is not my local system. Sir, do I need to be hardcore programmer for starting as Hadoop admin? No, Gurpreet, no. I believe what I understand is if you want to be on the Hadoop admin, because primarily in the market there are two set of roles going on with Hadoop. With Hadoop I'm saying, not with Talend Big Data. One is Hadoop developer, one is Hadoop admin. I think for Hadoop admin you really need to be good in Unix and Linux. Yeah, they're basic command, but you need to learn it little advanced way. Alright, so quickly coming back, the file which we had used for our use case, you see it's in user root test data word cloud. Alright, now that's not a local file. If you go back here, I'm just showing you a demo. Alright, I'm in my root. It is the same system. I need to go back to, alright, I'll go to user root. See, oh my god, I'm not able to go here. Alright, you know why? Because this is a SDFS directory and plain Unix command won't work with them. You need Hadoop commands to work with them. So how do we access this word cloud file? Hadoop fs. If I want to view this file, user root test data word cloud.txt. Alrighty. It takes some time. That's it. See, it's the same file. It is the same file, isn't it? Can I get a yes? Can you see the command as well as the interface? Interface is such a bliss, such an easy area to work with. Anyone who wants to be on the admin side as well on Hadoop or big data, they will really find this interface such a bliss to work with. Alright, yeah. So it's the same file, and what I have done on my job is, someone has asked the question, I believe, whether I was running it on my local or in SDFS. I was actually running this job, my friend, on the SDFS. I was connecting to the SDFS as you are saying here, right? Then I was transferring the files from my local C drive to the SDFS, alright? And at the same time I was renaming this file also. The file which was there on my local system is called webextract.txt. The file which I transferred to my SDFS is called alright, Susinder, how are you able to access the virtual machine information? I'll come back to that. Alright, now word cloud, I have renamed it, and then as soon as I have the file on my SDFS, which is on my big data environment, I start reading it. All right? Then I just rearrange the data, then I map my data, then I calculated how much of frequency I have for each of the word, and then I just arranged my data in the descending order of the maximum count. And there you go, bingo, I got the data, the maximum number of spelled or used word is in. The next is the word which is hyped as big data. Next word is. The next word which is hyped as Hadoop. Next word is data. So isn't it wonderful? And how much time it takes? It just takes not even 5 minutes to do this job. So how do you wonderful without doing any programming? Can I get smileys? Can I get thumbs up? Yeah? Are you guys happy? All right. I love those smiley. Oh my God, Lakshma. How does it calculate spaces? That's the beauty of Talend. Once you learn the data integration, you are the master of big data. You can do anything, everything without knowing programming. Yeah. So arrange, mapping, calculated, order and display are predefined functions. They are not Manish, they are not predefined function. They are predefined transformation, or more or less you call them as component. So as I said, you remember Talend has more than 800 plus connector. You really do not need to program anything in Talend. You just have to go Manish, and type it here. What do you want to do? I want to do aggregate. I want to do a SQL aggregate. I have a component for that. Can you see here? A big aggregate comes. I do not also really need to remember where are my component, because there is so much of such a big family you see. I have a hell number of components in big data, in business intelligence. I can connect cloud. My God, I can write my custom code. I can cleanse my data in data quality. You name the database. Tell me which database you want to connect. Yeah, we have all of them. Vikas Punjabi, I will start from the beginning, guys. Don't panic. I will take all of the question. Right now, the question which were just popping up, I was just sorting them out, very quickly. But I will again go back the question that I got started from 9 p.m. I'll answer them all one by one. Just stay tuned, guys. Yeah, just stay tuned. I'll answer each and all of your questions. All right, going back to the screen, the very interesting screen. This is called Hortonworks web URL. All right, the same thing that I'm able to do from my Talend, or I'm able to access through my sandbox. The same thing is accessible here. All right, this is my file browser, which is my SDFS. Then you have my Hive environment. I can create tables, I can load data, I can create my Hive queries here. The same thing I can do here. So whether you come from a programming background, SQL, or whether you come from admin background, Unix, Linux, or whether you come from ETL background, Java background, non-Java, non-ETL background, trust me, this curriculum, this technology has many things to offer. You just be mesmerized at how easy it is to do stuff around. All right, you see pig environment. Can you see the pig now? And this is, trust me, this is just up and running on my personal computer. Yeah, and my personal computer has really turned into a big data hub now. I can do anything I want to do. Yeah. All right. Now, I hope I'm clear that I'm running my job actually on SDFS environment, not on my local. All right. And anytime, the beauty with Talend is, if you want to take the data back again from SDFS to local, you can run that. That is where the data integration and big data hybrid framework come into picture. All right. Cool. We'll start taking up the question now again one by one. Hang on there. Hang on there. Arshad has asked something that Vikas Punjabi, are you getting my question? Pay my 9 o'clock from my 9 o'clock session. Yeah. All right. Now, what is it? What is it that you are asking? Please answer, Arshad. Arshad is asking Pig and Hive. Pig or Hive are abstraction on top of Hadoop, and so as not to learn Java for MapReduce. Is Talend the same concept? Pig Hive or abstraction on top of Hadoop. What more value is it adding comparison to the current tools like Pig, Hive, Scoop? Arshad, what functionality do you want from Talend? That's C, more or less. Talend with each version of it. Right now I'm using 5.5, but the one that they have in production right now they're releasing is 6.4. And the way these technologies are evolving, like Cassandra, Splunk, then Mahout, you name it. These are the technology which keeps on evolving. In fact, in months, they are keep on evolving in years, not in years. They're in months. So people are doing so many things in Hadoop and big data industry that Talend is trying its level best to just keep pace with the state of the technology. And the best part, is it has a connector for each and every area. So you really do not need to go deep down, inside the area. I hope I answered that question. Nagesh asked, Nagesh, you there? Nagesh asked, I have Hadoop virtual machine. Is it possible to connect Talend to Hadoop if I install Talend in my system? Yeah, of course. Of course, Nagesh. Talend supports Hortonworks, Cloudera, Apache. If you have a Apache system running, then of course you can connect, yes. Will you also teach the admin part of Talend, such as share resources between multiple developers and combine effort inside? Yes, Isaac, yeah, of course. That's called version controlling, and working on the same project. I'll also cover the concept during the curriculum. I'll cover the concept of how do we work in production environment, how do we work on development environment, how do we share data between the developers. Yes, Isaac, I will cover that. Can you please show the environment on which you are working, like Hortonworks, Sandbox, Talend Open Studio? Is there anything else? Sri Prasanna has asked this question. Sri Prasanna, as I showed in one of my slides, the environment that I'm using, this is my environment that I'm using. Yeah, I'm using Hortonworks Sandbox 1.3, Talend Open Studio for Big Data 5.5. I'm running on Windows 7, and my more or less hardware configuration is a 4 GB RAM, and I'm running on i3 processor. I think that will answer your question. Arshad says, thanks sir, your explanation are very thorough and clear. I'm wondering if you will be taking the Big Data and Hadoop course starting April 11, Saturday at 8:30 p.m. IST. Can you please also comment on whether this course is better than the one I have registered for? Alright. Prithvish has asked this question. Alright, Prithvish, let me answer it from a different point altogether. It all depends what is your requirement, what is your expectation out of the course. Alright. If you really want not only big data, but also more control and grip on the data. Say tomorrow your organization had a challenge that you want to integrate your data, you want to migrate your data from one platform to the other platform, or you can do a lot of analysis, lot of graphs, lot of business intelligence stuff, and you want to save really the time rather than getting into hand coding. And you also want to learn most of the source and target system, including unstructured data, then I will definitely say, Prithvish, yeah, this is the course for you. Yeah. All right. Vikas Punjabi. Yeah, sorry, I got a question now, Vikas. I had attended the Hadoop developer class, but I want to know what kind of live projects we will be doing. As most of the data sets covered in Hadoop class were real basic, and that is not something I want again. What the major benefit? Okay, all right. That is what Vikas asked. All right, Vikas, You name the kind of source system or target system or the kind of file that you look for. You can write down the queries. I believe recently I have implemented a project for one of our clients where the data with the file log is coming from a card system. It was actually coming from a Visa card system, and the file was not coming in a row or column format. The file was coming completely in unstructured with a bit of positional format, but it was so difficult to bring it in, very difficult. So Talend had really come out of it in that requirement. It has not only transformed the data, but it has quickly helped us implementing the expected format also. So see, that is the reason I always goes for Talend for big data. While you're learning Talend for big data, you are not only learning only big data, you are also learning a lot of data integration skills which are very demanding across the industry. All right. Yes, we would be covering a lot of variety of data, Vikas. We would be covering a lot of web logs. We would be covering a lot of databases. We would be covering a lot of unstructured data. We would also be covering a lot of IP configuration files, which normally people are doing these days, using big data to sort out for. We would also cover a lot of enterprise data, which is like there are a lot of duplicates. How do you use big data or Talend for big data or MapReduce programming to remove the duplicates or to find the uniqueness? You just see that you finish up these kind of requirement in minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes you are just done, rather than doing hand coding programming, right? Okay, Lashma said, what is the major benefit of using big data in Talend comparing with Informatica? Is it GUI interface? Yes, it is a graphical user interface running a big data. Performance or flexibility? Yeah. All right, Lakshma. In terms of flexibility, I can definitely tell you it will beat Informatica hands down. You can also even, go and Google Talend versus Informatica in terms of handling the flexible kind of data. That is what I said. See, the best part of Talend is it is running on a Eclipse-based platform, which is running on Java. All right. So any kind of data transformation or any kind of data you want to mingle with, Talend will beat any ETL tool in the market or any technology hands down. Recently, I'll tell you one of my experience in reading a complex XML. Yes, because I forgot to tell you, we would also be covering a lot of complex XML structure, yeah, which is very difficult for the ETL tool to run. Now, Lakshma, this XML, we have in fact compared the Pentaho and the Talend, who would better perform with the XML. And let me tell you, the way Talend has come up in order to read those kind of complex looking XML is phenomenal. And in terms of performance, in fact, right now I can showcase you the 10 million of record gets just processed in minutes in Talend. So yes, in terms of performance, I would not like to comment because I have not seen both the performance in terabyte, petabyte versus Informatica versus Talend. But flexibility I can definitely boast for, and big data environment I can definitely boast for Talend. Yes. Nagesh has asked, can you show the connectivity between Hadoop and Talend? How much Talend is popular in the market to get a job? Amit, very, very good question. Now we are getting real question, right? Sir, can I get this slide? Yeah, definitely could be. Write down to when you, registered with Edureka, write down to them, they'll definitely send you across the slide. Okay, thanks. I need to follow up. See you next weekend. All right, Isaac. Thank you. Okay, thanks for explaining it, and it's clear to me now. Vikas said, I trust you, and maybe I'll join the class. Thank you so much, Vikas. Thank you so much. Is it possible to download OpenStudio 5.5? Yes. Go to their website, go to the downloads, and 5.5. Go to the archive. You will find in the archive. Thanks a lot. Lakshma said, how does R sit on top of S? Recently, Karan or any other analytics platform like SAP SPSS, SAS SPSS. All right. Now R is basically a 3D tool, right? Three-dimensional data analysis tool. I'm not really sure how exactly, because I have not done the hands-on, but what I've heard that from their recent release of 6.0 version, they have developed some plugins with R. So definitely it is going to complement Karan with the R system. Now someone was asking, how much talent is popular? Yes, Amit asked, how much talent is popular in market to get a job? Amit, talent is quite popular in terms of data integration platform, and I can definitely tell you the amount of client that we are supporting at the moment in terms of migrating them to from an existing ETL environment to a new environment. That is really commendable, because people are finding it really difficult for other ETL technology to pay their licensing. So in terms of that also, I forgot to tell every one of you that in terms of ETL licensing also, Talend is way above. It's so cheap to use, and they are having one of the largest forum exchange for talent pools, where you can just go and post your query, and you will see consultant replying back very quickly, and you might see Naik, that's me, replying back you in the talent force forum as well. Yeah. So in terms of job perspective, Amit, it is definitely go. Yeah. Nagesh, very quickly I will. Let me just take any other question I have. Do you answer my questions? Lucy, I'm very sorry, Lucy. I'm very sorry. Park on there. Manish, Karan, Srini, just park your question there. Hang on 2 minutes, because I believe Lucy has asked some time back if you have answered my question. Lucy, can you please paste your question now? I really apologize. But let me just go back at 9 p.m. and see what people have asked. Some people have asked some more question. Hang on there. Okay. Is process happening HDFS or local? Yeah, I've taken this question. Okay, what is the minimal requirement? Lakshmi had asked what is the minimal requirement to install Talend in my laptop. I think the slide is there right in front of the system now. That is the only minimal requirement you have. Then what you asked? Sri Prasanna asked, is processing happening in HDFS? Okay, that answered. All right, can you show the job components like connection, job task, input, output? Yes, really, yes. I'll show that when I'll show the connectivity, I'll show that. Talend will be installed in local machine or inside VM? No, Lakshmi, to answer your question, Talend will be in local. Your sandbox Hadoop will be in virtual machine. If you want to do a hands-on on your laptop, but in real-time project, we normally set up a mother node, child nodes, and Talend again access the same way. All right. Hello. Should we keep our questions for the end of the session? No problem, Lakshma. Wow, it's powerful too. Yes, that's right. I have already Cloudera set up. Is it possible for me to install Talend on top of it? Yes, Lakshmi. Yes. Talend, as of now, what I understood in terms of sandbox complementing, Talend is complementing Hortonworks, Cloudera, Mapr, and Apache, all the sandboxes. Yes, you just need to know the steps. How do you configure it? All right, and which I will anyways going to tell during the course curriculum. Is Talend a freeware or do I have to procure it? No, Sri Prasanna, it's a open studio version, so you can just go and download it for free, and there is no trial version. You can use it forever. That's the best part of Talend. I joined a call for big data and Hadoop. All right. I didn't understood. How about integrating with Hive and Pig in Talend tool? If Talend tool is capable to convert business requirement into Mapr, then why they need integration with Hive and Pig? Yeah. See, on the back end, as you understood, right? This is making your life easy. I mean, see, whether you want to catch hold of your nose with straight hand or just a round hand, all right? It's all of the same. If you know how to integrate your data, I would rather say I would not overspend my time in learning detail of MapReduce programming. Rather, I will let the tool does the pain part of it and let me just do the logical design of the job. That's it. Is it similar to Oracle S1 integration? I'm not really sure, Siraj. What will be the length of the course? It's a 30 hours duration, Dipankar. Dipankar, you there? It's a 30-hour duration course, which we will be completing within months, with each Saturday, Sunday, 3 hours. I recently signed up for Big Data Hadoop training starting April 4th. My question is, to what extent you cover Big Data in that session compared to Talend session? Big Data Hadoop. Alright, we cover all the concepts of Pig, Hive, SDFS, MapReduce programming, but the hands-on that we do is completely using Talend for Big Data. Bhaskar, that to answer your question. Alright. Sunil asked, do we going to learn about Yarn? We are going to talk an overview on Yarn. We are not really using the Yarn concept in 1.3. Any resource to know what is Pig, Hive, etc.? Yes, Nilay. When you join the course, you will get to know what is Pig, what is Hive, and you will also do hands-on. Hello sir, I am Prithvish. I have just registered for Big Data and Hadoop course. Alright, what kind of project we will be doing? Because I already told that Talend works on the top of SDFS or Hadoop environment. On Hadoop environment. Yes, Raj. Yes, it will also complement unstructured data. Can Talend replace Hadoop technologies like MapReduce completely? Does this mean that we don't need to learn MapReduce? Lucy, thank God I got your question. Does this mean that we don't need to learn MapReduce? Yes, it does mean that if you do not want to, you really do not need to learn the MapReduce programming, because Talend's internal engine does that mechanism, and it just asks you to do the configuration and setting in terms of drag and drop. You just need to know which component to use for what purpose. That's it, and do your logical design. I have a doubt on the program we ran on the word count. Lakshma. Yes, Lakshma, go ahead. What doubt you had? They presented ETL process in big data as one of the challenging for data integration into big data. No challenge. How is the job market for talent in big data area? It's very good, Madhavi. It's very good. I'm in the middle of the course in big data with you, having no background in Java. It's not making use of it. Can I get transferred into the Talend training? Yes. Shimendra, I'm not really sure. You need to speak to Edureka on that, but definitely I can tell you, if you are not really finding Java as your cup of tea, then yes, this is the right set of course for you. Does Talend is connected to pull data from mainframe to SDFS? Yes, Srini. I think they have something on that, but I think there are some third-party vendor who has developed some interface. By default, they are not giving it in Open Studio Edition. Yes, you have to procure it. How do we consider ETL process? Lucy, I think I had answered your question, so just give me a smiley and yes. How do we consider ETL process as really a challenge? It's not really a challenge. It's a cakewalk in terms of designing and transferring your data. Talend support data streaming? Yes, Vamsi, it does. Will the training just be on Open Studio or entire product MDM? We will be touch base on data quality as well as MDM. Leo, that answers your question, yeah? I tried learning Hadoop, but due to programming in the MapReduce, I lost my interest. As I understood from your demo, we needed to do actual programming in this, correct? Yes, Manish, you are right. No programming is required. No prior knowledge of Java is required for this curriculum. You ran your word count program on Talend ETL. Where did the RAN process the file? Was in SDFS or your local? Yeah, Prashna, I answered the question. It is on SDFS. Could you please highlight what are the target audience for this course? I am parallelly taking up Hadoop and big data training from Edureka and novice to this field. If you are already having Hadoop and Big Data knowledge Anubhav, then also you can join this course and you will really find it easy that you really do not need to do any MapReduce programming. You already know Big Data concept, so you really find it very useful and very complementary. Do you have a more material on Big Data to review? Yes. Yes. Lakshmi, what is the minimum requirement? Okay, I answered that question. Hi Nayak, how is the job market for talent and what percentage does this contribute in job market for Big Data? Lava Kumar asked that question. If you see the job trend, I can tell you in India, which has started picking up a lot in talent and also in US, people are slightly, inclining towards the technology. The major reason for that is everyone wants to learn big data, and whether they have a prior experience of, any kind of technology, any in talent or not, it really doesn't matter. But what matters is people are at a different level in the organization. Some are senior programmers, some are lead, as I said, and after spending the 10-15 years or 5-6 years in industry, it is really very difficult. It is really very difficult to start from scratch. So learning talent big data is a big plus over there. Love Kumar, I hope you answered your question. Talent will be installed in local. That is done. I have already Cloudera setup. Is it possible for me to install Talent? Yes, Rachmi, you can do that. More how it would replace MapReduce programming. Vijay asked, can you explain more how it will replace MapReduce programming? Yes, Vijay. MapReduce programming, you have to write everything from the scratch. You really need to be good in Java programming and MapReduce programming. Now here, you just need to know how do you read the source file using a component, which is that drag and drop, and then what business requirement or operation you need to perform on top of it. That's it. So when we will go through the course curriculum, you understand that once you learn talent for data integration or you are already having a predefined knowledge for big data, that is the biggest advantage. With one course, you get 2 plus point of best of the world. Even if you, let's say, would not be able to succeed in data integration, you will definitely succeed in big data. Even if you would not be able to succeed in big data, you would definitely succeed in data integration. You talk about any data warehousing industry, business intelligence industry, big data industry, talent has a lot of demand towards it. In the overall architecture, is Talend a client tool that generates code and pushes it to Hadoop? It actually runs on top of Hadoop, Sudhakar. Yes. By using Talend tool, we don't have to write any map or reduce code. That's right, Abhilasha. That's right. You do not have to. How about integrating with Hive and picking Talend tool? Is Talend tool capable to convert business requirement to MR and why need integration with Hive? Yes, that's right. I'm familiar with Java. Gurpreet asked, familiar with. So as far as I know, go for Hadoop, go for Talend for big data, Gurpreet. Does it provide an integration? I had attended a class. Yeah, because I already answered. How I connect Talend with Sandbox? You mentioned the weblogs are extracted from Sandbox, but both Sandbox and Talend IDE works in separate tasks. Desktop. How that works? That is the beauty of Talend that I am going to explain during course curriculum. When we will send the installation document to you once you register for the course, you can set it up on your own machine and then you can do the hands-on and be a hot cake for the industry and ready with all the Talend and big data willpower. Can we be sure that Talend is here to stay for long? As nowadays we are seeing many big data analysis tools coming in. Manish Jain has asked that question. Very important question, Manish. I really appreciate your insight into that. Let me tell you, I have spent 10 years in this industry. I have seen ETL tools. I have seen tools falling down. I have seen tools rising up. I have worked on Informatica before. I have worked on Ab Initio. I have worked on DataStage. I have worked on many business intelligence tools like Business Object, Cognos, Excel, ClickView. I have seen something different in Talend, Manish. Something different in the sense it is very versatile. there are no constraints in terms of getting the requirement or business requirement done. That is one of the primary reasons the clients are really impressed and they're migrating into environment. So as far as the staying in the market is concerned, Talend has a very bright future. You can just go to the Gartner website and see what Gartner has to say about Talend. Talend is emerging as one of the biggest threat to bigger player like Informatica, Data Stage, Ab initio. I'm targeting data analyst job profile. Prerna asking how much proficiency I require in SQL, Java to write customized pattern and query respectively. If you're really interested in data analyst job, Prerna, you need to see what kind of role you do in the data analysis job. Is it more of a querying some database and getting some requirement done, or in terms of data analysis means you do a lot of data quality, data analysis in terms of ETL job. If it's a combination of both, just go for this course, the best course for you. Then what? Can you use, all right. Can we use schema mapping, record lineage, data fusion techniques in big data integration? Someone asked, yes. What are the support knowledge you need along with Talend to get a job? I think pretty much of it. Basics of Pig, Hive, and SDFS. That's it. What else? Hang on. Server Talend is non-programmer Swiss knife. Let me again start from the point where I just left the question answer session, guys, because I was taking up from 9 o'clock the question. Thanks a lot for answering my queries. It was first webinar of my life, and now I am more curious to attend webinars. Gurpreet, thank you. Does Talend has connected to pull data from the yes. Do you have answered my question? Okay. I have, Manish said, I have 5 years experience in PL/SQL. Is it good to move to Talend now? I have already attended Edureka Hadoop developers course, but since I didn't get any practical experience in my company, so I will be wise to switch now. Yes, Manish. That's right. See, in order to do a lot of hands-on in practice and excel in the industry, the beauty of Talend is you really do not need any free licensing or any trial. You just download Talend, set up big data environment over there, and just get going. You can also, guys, whoever have curious about the job opportunities, just go to the job website and just type Talend or just type big data. You see hell lot of jobs floating around the market. It's such a hot cake and such a demanding technology. What are the other competitors of Talend? Karan asked. There are many in the market, but Talend focuses primarily on data integrators. Say for example, there is Pentaho, there is Tableau, but their major is not data. They focus on BI. They also focus a little bit of DI, data integration. But Talend, my friend, is focusing only on the technology which deals with the data. So that is where it's a dark horse. How about security? How are the connections between OpenStudio on Windows and SDFS on Unix are secure? This is for practice and demo and standalone installation training. The actual project standpoint of view, we would be using, as I said, mother node and child node. At that point of time, these concerns would not arise. How about integrating with Hive and Pig in Talend tool? If Talend tool is capable to convert business required MR, why need integration with Hive and Pig? No. See, in Pig and Hive, what Lakshmi asked, in Pig and Hive, you really need to know the Pig programming and the Hive programming as well, right? Now in Talend, you just have to connect them and use the right set of modules. So it's more of a drag and drop. So the pain factor is actually the tool is taking on its end, and you are just doing the logical design of the job rather than hand coding programming in Hive and Pig. Can Talend replace Hadoop technologies like MapReduce completely? Does this mean that we don't need to learn? You just need to know, Lucy, the MapReduce concept, but as far as the learning is considered, then I think you can just stay there, do talent for big data, and it just gets you going. How are you able to access VM info in your local browser? Susinder asked. Yeah, the setup has been done in such a way that the proxy and IP settings which I have on my sandbox virtual machine, I have configured them on my Windows as well. Susinder. Gurpreet, sir, why Talend is non-programmer Swiss knife, and can I get into it if I am not good in coding? Gurpreet, very interesting question, and just you have nailed it over there. Yeah, this webinar we have named it as Swiss programmer's knife is. You just need to get the work done and in a smarter way these days, right? So coding is not, I'm not saying coding is not a smarter way, but I'm saying if you have time to concentrate on cooler stuff, other cooler stuff, then I would rather go for this approach where I'm already getting a grip on my data. I am already becoming a hotcake in data warehousing and business intelligence industry, and big data is the next logical step. So if I'm in Talend platform, which is Talend for data integration and big data, then I'm already into a demand and I already know how to handle my data. So when it comes, big data comes into picture, I just need to know how to store it and how to retrieve it. That is what the SDFS and MapReduce is all about. From where I can download Talend, Lavkumar said, just go to Google Lavkumar, type in Talend plus download. That's it. Go to the web link. So why Talend is non-pro? Okay, that's done. Yes, good. You can definitely go for this course. I am still debating whether I should continue with big data and Hadoop or cancel and join this Talend course, as this seems to be covering broader aspect. Yes, Prithvish, you are right. You're right. You can definitely go for this course. I'm currently learning Hadoop. We have finished MapReduce, Big, Hive, etc. Is there any shorter training for Talend available? Mangesh, Talend is not about learning something very quick. Now see, as I said, learning this course, you are doing two things in one shot. One is you are already becoming a data warehouse ETL developer who anyways is itself is a bigger industry and lucrative industry. You really do not have to focus too much on big data, but this course has been designed in a way where it is making you a winner of both the world. So it really makes sense to know Talend and to know how do we handle big data area using Talend. All right. What other questions we are left with? Vikas said, thank you very much. Lucy said, thank you very much. Vikas said, see you in the class. I'm definitely joining in. Then, yeah, Atman says, yeah, I'm definitely joining it. It's very powerful tool and it's quite interesting. It was about the spaces. I saw the count as 3. Who said Lakshma, which is not correct. Hence the doubt. Can I view the webinar once again? I missed it in the beginning. Yes, Inderjit, yes, you can see it one more time, the recorded webinar. Can kindly share the link from where we can download Talend? Yeah, Lavakumar, I'm just sharing. I'll just show on my Google screen. I can just show you where do you download Talend, yeah? How does recovery restart works on Talend? Lakshma, there is a concept called breakpoint in Talend. So any failure happens, it starts from the breakpoint. It doesn't go again and again to the start, so which saves a lot of time. Yes, I understand. If job failures in the middle, it do not go to the start, it goes to the last failure checkpoint. I am a fresher, Vignesh said. Will this tool suit for me? This is the best tool for you, my friend. I'm telling you, this is the best tool for you, and you have already seen the full power of this tool, what it does, and what it does just in minutes. Karan says, got it, thank you. Thank you, Karan. Can you show the connectivity between Hadoop and Talend? Nagesh, I'm just showing you in 1 minute. Can we do research work using Talend area? Yes, yes, Shivaji, yes. As I said, lot of weblog, lot of unstructured data, lot of research data, any kind of data. That is what we can, during our course curriculum, you will be having so many doubts, you will be having so many project related queries, you will be showing so many data. We are definitely going to resolve them and show the real power of Talend for big data. is stored in buffers, Lakshma said. I mean the intermediate buffers. No. Someone was saying that it was about spaces, Lakshma said, which is not correct. See, Lakshma, the exercise was about to find out, you can trim the spaces. I can put one more component where to ignore the blank spaces. That's not a big deal. It was just to showcase that if I want to know the biggest hit of a word or which are the most hit IP, if someone is visiting my website, say for example, and I want to increase my fan following in Twitter or Facebook, I can target those kind of audience. It is that kind of requirement. You talk about banking, you talk about retail, you talk about research, you talk about healthcare industry, in any industry, Talent for Big Data has one stop for it, yeah? Someone is asking, can we do yes? So the data is stored in buffers. No, Lakshma, it is not stored in buffers. What I showed you just a display. So if I want really to, dump it back to my big data area, I'll just show you. I think it's better. I'll just show you. Yeah, Lakshma, can you see my screen, which is showing the Talend job? Alright, what I'll do is, rather than just displaying it, the last component in my job, if you see, is actually a display job. Alright, so I'm just displaying the data. If I want to dump it back again to SDFS, what I'll do is, I'll pick up a SDFS component, which is called TSDFS output. I'll just connect it. I'm just doing a live for you, alright? Use existing connection. Then what I'll do, could you please show how to link Talend with Hadoop? Yes. Alright, Nitin. Give me a minute. I'm just dumping the data for Lakshma. You want to know that how do we, again push the data back to. I'll just create one more new file. Hang in there, Nitin. Park that question. I'll definitely come back. Now I will name this file as word cloud output. Okay. The text file. I'll use a 5 delimiter. Alright. And I'll use header also. So, I'll just show you the screen that there is no file there, and then again we will refresh one more time. You will find the file. We are in root, test data. We are only having, you see, word cloud, which is our source data. Now I'll just run the job. Inderjit, in the meantime job is running. Inderjit has asked a very interesting question. Nitin, I'll come back to your question once the job is run. Inderjit has asked, just curious, once I create the logic using drag and drop, can I browse the code created in backend as well? Yes, Inderjit, you can. Now Talend has the flexibility. It gives you access to the MapReduce programming that it does on the backend. Yes, you can. So if you are really good in Java, you are a core Java, you are a hardcore Java developer, you can change it. Yeah, has my screen started refreshing now, guys? Has it refreshed? Can you see the job has run now? Yeah. Now let us go back to the Hortonworks sandbox and refresh it. We want to root. Again, we want to test data. Can you see a new file which was not there earlier, guys? Give me a yes, thumbs up. Can you see the new file? Yeah? Yes. The output, yes, it was not there. And the output is in SDFS. Yeah. See? The same output that we were just displaying, it was not on the buffer, we were just displaying it on the screen. We were not literally dumping the data anywhere. Now the data has been dumped here. We can do the same thing through SDFS commands as well. Word cloud output. There you go. There you go. You see? All right. All righty. Lot of hands-on. I like it that way, guys. My course curriculum, the course curriculum that we have for this Talend Big Data in Edureka, it's full of hands-on, and I come from a background where we do a lot of consulting for our clients, and all these hands-on are going to be the real-time projects hands-on. They are not just mocked up data. All right? Yes, Lakshma. Yeah. Yes, Nitin. Yeah. Nitin, I'll just show you. All right. How do you connect? I didn't get your question, Nitin. You want to know the connection parameters, or you want to know how do we install and configure so that we can connect? Install and configure to connect. So Nitin, that's quite a tedious process. So you need to know all the steps. How do you have your single node Hadoop cluster setup? How do your Talend talk with your SDFS? How do Talend talk with your pig? How do Talend talk with your Hive? So that's the area that we have left for the curriculum to cover, because it's an extensive area, and you will also receive one installation document from Edureka. How do you install and configure and present this? But as far as the connectivity is concerned, I have just connected it to my sandbox at the moment, and this is all the component, if you see, are using that existing connection. I am not creating the connection again and again. Mangesh said, thanks a lot, Mangesh. It was really nice to have you on board. Now, I am just reusing the connections in most of the components. Rather than hitting the same system again and again, it is just creating one connector and then using the same connection so that we will not have multiple hit to the environment. All right. I think I have answered most of the question. My God, you guys have just bombarded with me all the question. Anyhow, I love question answer session. I would love to experience share my experience, real-time project, the use cases, the hands-on with you guys once you come on board. Sir, all the components like Gurpreet asked, all the components like Pig, Hive, etc. All these need to be installed as individual and then connected to Talend, or they are installed automatically when we install Talend on our system. Yes, automatically, Gurpreet. You do not need to do. Nagesh, just see the connection. I'm just showing you this connection. Yeah. Yes. So I'm just, Nagesh, can you see it on my screen? How am I connecting to SDFS from Talend? I'm just connecting to my single node. Yeah. So that is what you were asking, right? All right. When we install and we set up our single node cluster, which is Hadoop cluster, and this Hortonworks sandbox, this is anyways automatically it will configure all the Pig and Hive environment. And what Talend does is it has only the connectors for Pig and Hive, SDFS, xCatalog environment. So they just talk with each other. Talend and Big Data, they just talk with each other. So what it does the logical modeling, and then it pushes back the MapReduce program on the back. So you really don't need to do the hand coding. You just need to set up your job in the graphical user interface the way I'm just showing it. So learning or doing MapReduce programming in tedious way becomes really not a challenge for the person who wants to excel in a big data environment. Alright guys, any more questions? I think we are coming towards the end of our session now. So if you have any questions, just, yeah, anytime Gurpreet. Gurpreet said thanks a lot, yeah. So please pop in your question. We would be winding up our, this exciting webinar very soon. And I really hope and expect a lot of people with during our course, which can level up all the participants, post certification and project. We are going to start it very soon. Go to the Edureka website and see that we are starting it up with 28th of March rolling forward. When can we expect recording? Since you have registered for the webinar, our support team will quickly get back to you on that. I think in a day or two, you will get back the webinar recording. Yes, Krishna. Alrighty, any more question? Lucy, Manish, Gurpreet, I would love to have you guys on board for this course. As I can see, a lot of real-time questions, concern related to job, curiosity about the talent for big data, non-interest level for her programming are coming into picture. So I hope you guys would definitely see a lot of spark in this webinar and would definitely join us on 28th of March when we are starting our first batch. What else? I'm in. All right, Gurpreet. Thumbs up. Any more exciting questions? I really loved the session, guys, because we had a lot of audience who were coming with a background of big data, who were coming with not having any Java programming knowledge, who were really curious to know how do I connect, do this stuff, and it's running on the local machine, and that's really exciting. And I was on the same boat, guys, some years back when I started learning these state-of-the-art technologies, and I'm still learning quite a lot and doing a lot of consulting services for our client, and that's how we know what capable of talent for big data is. Alright, is it possible to see the talent generated MapReduce code? Yes, Srini, it is possible, but they are only offering this feature in their enterprise edition, which is a licensed one. In the open source which we are using now, it is not possible to see the MapReduce code. So they will definitely keep, one or two candies in their pockets. But that's fine. I mean, I believe we really do not need to get into the details of MapReduce programming unless and until we are coming from a background of a combination of we know MapReduce plus we also want to do it in an easier way. But yes, you can have access to the MapReduce code, but only in Enterprise Edition. Alright, someone has asked to show the download link, right, for the talent. Sorry guys, I just came up in my mind. If you can still see my screen, go to Google. Are you guys still able to see my screen? Give me a yes. All right. You see, go to the talent website. Yeah, Srini has asked, you need to touch base with these guys, but I have worked on enterprise and I'm still working on enterprise for a lot clients, I think they provide some partnership. They have gold partnership, they have silver partnership, they have platinum partnership. And I think for platinum is the one that I was using for one of my recent client, and they provide some 7 license so that 7 users, 7 developers can work under that procure license. And I think it cost within I think $500,000 or $1 million. I'm not really sure, but I think you can write a mail to their marketing. They will definitely get back to you with costing. And guys, hey, I forgot to tell you one more thing. As soon as you finish up this course curriculum, which is called Talent for Big Data, you would be most ready for doing the certification, which is offered from the Talent side, the official, as well as anyway Edureka certification you will get. But if you want to become a certified Talent for Big Data developer from the Talent website, then after this course is done, you have all the knowledge required to go for that certification. Yes, yes, I have done the certification, and it's really exciting. I am a certified Talent developer for data integration as well as big data consultant. So yes, it's really exciting. Now you see the website. Certification, someone is asking how much the certification cost. Certification, I think Vignesh, you asked how much the certification cost. It costs only $100, $100. Do you have to take training from Talent as most of the companies require? No, no training. No, that is not a prerequisite for their certification. No. And they are completely based on the open source platform. So the user base that they have. So can you guys see my screen where you can go and download it? Can you guys got the big data? You can download DI. You can do integration here. Gurpreet is asking how many attempts we have. You get 1 attempt, Gurpreet. And percentage you have to score is 80. See, if it is a less percentage and you can get it easily, remember that there is no demand for that technology. Wherever you have demand, the course is quite at competitive edge, right? So what else, guys? I'm really happy that we are having all the practical questions coming on board. All right, we have some more. I have to step out. Okay, Srini, how about security? How are the connection between? That's what I think I answered you, Srini, last time. What installation? I'm showing you right now is just for hand practice or doing your hands-on, because many technology that don't give any kind of installation. So unless and until you work on client side, you never do the hands-on, you never get exposed. But actual project area, we have a mother node child node cluster setup. In Yarn concept, the security challenges are all answered. So it is not standalone installation on the actual project side. So there is no security issue. What is the cost of the program? So I think, Vignesh, if you go to the Edureka website, I think they are giving offer for this weekend batch, with the batch which we are starting. I think it costs some 15,000. Yes, it's 15,000 change. Yes, Vignesh. All right, guys. I think. All right. During download, I have to fill a form. What to choose in download option? I mean, you don't really need to Gurpreet, just mention that you are a tentative customer who is evaluating the product. That's it. Thank you very much, Vijay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Most companies buy some kind of license, right? Srini, it depends. I can tell you, for one of the client, I have worked on a social analytics product where we have built this product using Talend open source edition. because there is no licensing issue in Talend open source edition. But it depends on the scale of project and the level of work that you do within the company. But since the licensing is cheaper than other tools, so most of the companies just go for the platinum partnership. Alright guys. Your session is useful in both what to expect and general background. Thank you, Srini. Thank you. Sir, please check download option combo box. Which one, Gurpreet? Is it the DI? You have to go to the download. Okay, the big data is download free tool. Okay, I'll just show you. This is for everyone. I think Gurpreet is having some issue in terms of downloading it. Yeah. No, don't download the big data sandbox, Gurpreet. GB download. What they are offering in big data sandbox is they are offering pre-configured sandbox along with Talend. So in that kind of download, there is a disadvantage that you will never come to know how do you configure your big data environment. So you just download the Talend for big data. That's it. Don't download the sandbox. You just download this one. Don't download the sandbox. Just download big data. You just download this. Download free tool. If I click it, it will start downloading. Yeah, you see, there is a pop-up which came out. Now, and you see it started the downloading also, right? It's a 1.3 GB download. So I'm just cancelling it because I don't really need this download. I already have it. Okay. Krishna is asking how are Hadoop, big data, data science are related. Very simple theory, Krishna, actually. Hadoop is a platform on which all the big data related activities can be performed, and data science is something to do with anyone who wants to do any kind of data analysis or anything to do with data integration, data migration, data analysis. Any person who is concerned with these areas becomes a data scientist. Scientist means what? He is not a normal fellow. He understands something in depth. Similarly, a data science understands the data in and around. Now, the biggest advantage that you get with Talend for big data is you actually have a grip on the data. I think on the MapReduce programming, what you more focus on is on the programming, how to get things done. So you get less time to focus on your actual data, to understand your business data. And Talend for big data, you really get that scope and you really get that scale to understand your enterprise data. So obviously Hadoop, big data, data science, they are all related. Hadoop big data belong to the ecosystem, and whereas data science is more of a role and concept. All right, Krishna? Yeah. What else, guys? Yeah. Thanks, Krishna. Any other questions, guys? With Talend, the Hadoop developer positions will be gone. Lucy, that's like you are hitting on the bread and butter of Hadoop developers. No, see, it won't be gone. They're all complementary. As I think someone was asking, do I have access to the backend MapReduce programming in Talend? Yes, you do have access. If you understand Java, imagine the person who is already a hardcore Java programmer, or who understand at least basic Java. If he learns Talend, then he becomes a deadly resource. He integrates as well as he understands the backend code. So no, that is also a complementary thing. It will never be gone. Difference. Okay, I hope that I answers your question, Lucy. Gurpreet asked difference between data science and data engineering. Well, data engineering, I'm not really sure, Gurpreet, but I think it has something more to do with machine learning and the engineering side of it. But data scientist is something who can analyze the data, who can represent the data. Data scientist is a hybrid role of the person who understands the backend system as well as who can do the reporting and dashboard. Krishna asked, how about custom map reduce requirements? Can Talend serve that? Yes, Krishna, yes. Any kind of requirement. That is the reason. See, today what I showed is not even 1% of what Talend is capable of doing. Say for example, you want to set up a kind of requirement where my job 1 is doing some programming and giving some intermediate result. Then only my job 2 should kick off and job 2 should use my intermediate result of job 1. Then only job 3 should kick off. Like this kind of requirement is just a cakewalk for Talend. It's like setting a dependency between the job that we will learn in the curriculum under the section of called triggers and rollings. And so it can very well serve the custom programming, Krishna. Srini asked, do you have any experience with data pull from mainframe? As of now, Srini, no, but I have done kind of research on that area, and there are emerging companies also who only expertise in this particular area. If it is really required, Srini, then we can try to have something on the mainframe side covered. But as it stands, the modules which have been developed, as it stands, they are not really intermingling with the mainframe environment because it is the system itself altogether. Predictive analytics feature. Yes. There are business intelligence components, Shri Prasanna. I'll just show you on my screen. Can you see business intelligence component? So we do a lot of not only data, it do a lot of representation of dashboarding as well. So it does bit of predictive analytics also. Love Kumar says, thank you very much for your wonderful webinar. Yeah, thank you on our webinar. Krishna, you said a simple workflow. I did not get. Is that a question? Can you be specific on what you're asking? Okay, all right. Lakshma, I can abort what is seen on screen. Okay. Acha. All right. Okay, Krishna. What is screen on? Job workload. Yes, it's a. You can say it's a combination of 3 small jobs. One job is connecting to SDFS. Only if my connection to my SDFS is successful, then only my second job will start transferring the data from local to the SDFS, which is normally you do it using SDFS command put, SDFS put. Then my third job will actually ensure that all the prerequisites before running this job is done. So there is no more failures for this job. And if there is any failure in step 1 and in step 2, then my job 3 will not kick off. That's the beauty of Talend. It gives you n number of opportunities and possibility to mingle around with your data in terms of better control while still working on big data. And then the job 3 runs. So yeah, more or less you can say it's a workflow. Yes. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Can we handle failures also like send mails? Yes. You want to see component, send mail? I'll show you right now. Can you see components here, Krishna? T send mail? It does exactly what you're asking. Then it also, see, the beauty of Talend is it also integrates with web services. It also integrates with lot of, SOAP, Java, UI, anything and everything that the enterprise are doing. Talend is capable of integrating with them. All right. What is it that Srini asks? What are tools companies use along with Talend? It depends, Srini, on their requirement. If I am working migrating my data from some database, they are going the SQL Server and all. As you see in big data, Talend also supports areas like MongoDB, which is very famous these days. So you really do not the data. I can push it back to MongoDB. You can see we are also having Scoop, which is like taking the RDBMS data, putting them into the Hive. We have HCatalog, which also supports Google BigQuery, Google Storage, I mean almost everything. All right, Krishna. Sorry, I had to step. All right, Lakshma. All right, Lakshma. See you soon on the course program. What are tools company use along with yeah? So, Srini, it really depends. Any other questions, guys? What? Someone has asked, can we handle failures also? Krishna, I showed you the email scope, but we can literally design a error handling mechanism also using Talend for big data, which will catch almost all the rejection, error logs, everything that happens through the MapReduce programming. So if post-job that we call normally reconciliation analysis, for post-job reconciliation analysis, we can pretty much design a reusable template within Talend. Krishna is asking, what are the tools you recommend learning for data science Hadoop jobs? Well, to start off with, Krishna, if you really want to, all right, Krishna, park that question. I'll just come back to you. Let me answer. Srini is asking, in a nutshell, is it like Informatica, right? Yeah, I mean, you can say they're both ETL tool, but Talend is emerging as the biggest threat for Informatica in terms of license cost, in terms of versatility it has to offer, in terms of the n number of integration or connectors it has. Talend cannot beat it anywhere. So it is better than Informatica. Sorry. All right. Krishna was asking, what are the tools you recommend for data science and Hadoop learning job? Krishna, I come from a background where I understand each and every bit of data. So doing a reporting or doing a business intelligence or doing an analytics or predictive analytics was never really a challenge for me. The only reason is I come from a rich background of ETL where we day in, day out, we play with data. So the thing that I've learned over the years is if you are good in backend system in the sense you are the person who get involved from the time the data started getting extracted from their source system till the time it made it to any warehouse or any reporting mechanism or any analytics dashboard, then you would be the best person who understands the data as well as doing the big data. So I would recommend you, first you start with Talend for big data, then start with one of the open source BI tool, like ClickView or Excel 2013 for dashboarding. I can in fact tell you guys that using zero licensing cost software, we had developed a product, end-to-end product, which will extract your Facebook or Twitter data using Talend APIs, and then it will analyze your comments and sentiments and it will do a predictive analytics. So not using any software, you can do anything. Is it possible to generate visualization report from Talend like sales report, etc.? Srini, yes. To some extent, yes. Nitin asking, what is that tool? Nitin, that is the product that we have developed. It is not some tool. For one of the client, there was such kind of requirement, and then we were curious, and then we started building this platform, and we just sold it. This is a product which we developed by our own, using whatever open source system or free trial version available on the web. So the client requirement was there should not be any cost involvement in terms of software licensing. That was one of the primary requirements. So we wanted to showcase the capability of open source technologies like Talend. Yes. What else, guys? Okay, Gurpreet is asking, is it good practice to start learning tools as startup, or should we learn step by step and configure Hadoop, Scoop, Hive, etc. on our own to learn basics and have deep insight of working connectivity of this component? It depends, Gurpreet. Whether you want to work more on the development part of Big Hive using Talend for big data, or whether you want to go too much on the admin side, it all depends. So if you want to go to too much of admin side, then what you are asking going into integrities will make sense. But if you want to be on the business side, or you want to interact with the business user and do the more on this data analysis, or want to be good on big data development side, or BI side, reporting side, then I think you really do not need to. I hope I answered the question, Gurpreet. Yeah. Nitin has a very interesting question. Do we have any jobs in Talend for program managers like me who has 10 plus years of experience? Nitin, let me tell you, a lot of enterprises, organizations who are moving towards Talend, who are migrating their environment from their existing system into Talend because they are really finding it difficult in terms of cost in the existing environment, plus there is no flexibility. In these kind of scenarios, when people migrate, they need very senior profiles like you who would be able to manage the, doing the people management. At the same time, they understand the environment. I would not recommend a program manager at 10 years of experience who is having a .NET background to be going into the big data environment program manager. At that time, he would just simply be a people manager. He would not be able to understand client requirement. He would not be able to mentor the team. So you are perfectly nailed it over there. Talend for big data not only focuses at program level, it also focuses at manager and director level because it is so versatile and easy to learn. When your developer or your senior developer are having any discussion with business requirement or giving you a heads up about the project, you just don't stand there not connecting to them. You do connect every aspect of it. You understand details of the project when you are having a prior knowledge of that. So definitely there is a demand over there because people are migrating and they are migrating in large chunks. So obviously they need senior profiles also who understand these areas, who can navigate teams, who can drive teams, who can pull requirements. So definitely there is a lot of scope over there. You just go on Google, on DICE job site, or in India, you see the job trend analysis. You will definitely come to know. You're welcome, Nitin. And almost, we both share the same level of experience, and I'm still going guns with Talend at manager's level. Anytime. What else, guys? Bring it on. I think, guys, we are almost close. It was really a healthy session, and I was really not expecting this kind of turnaround for the session and this level of tutor see this kind of enthusiasm. I mean, it really gave me a boost up. using Talend. Srini, just go to the website and see the depth and level of their potential clients. You have Citibank, you have Visa, you have Vodafone. I mean, all big brands going on. Do you feel ETL images like data stage ab initio will customize themselves to adapt to SDFS and map reduce the way Talend or Penta? I think is on the way. I think data stage also started. Ab initio, I'm not really sure, guys, because ab initio was never meant for a mainstream tool. It was developed for some other purpose initially, but because of its powerful ETL features, it has come to mainstream. But I think slowly now or then they have to. If they have to survive in the market, they have to, or else they will lose customer. And competitors like Talend, they will start having a larger base of client. But let me tell you, in terms of flexibility, I have worked on data stage, ab initio, Informatica quite a lot for all my old clients. But Talend has impressed me quite a lot in terms of what it can do with your data and what kind of requirement it can turn into a ETL job, the business requirement. Talend will beat all of them hands down. All right, guys. Anything else, or else we will wrap up this lovely session. I hope your host and trainer Naik would have done his level best to give you a heads up, on this lovely state of the art technology. So I hope to see you guys very soon on board when we were starting this course on 28th of March. I would definitely be, expecting a very good turnaround, because again then we would be having the next to next batch, and anytime, Krishna. I have enjoyed your questions as well quite a lot. Right. No, Srini, it is not only meant for SDFS, it is meant for, see, Hadoop is running, Hadoop is saving its data on SDFS, right? So as long as people are following the Hadoop architecture, it will be pulling or pushing the data in SDFS. But in terms of intermingling with other interfaces like Pig or Hive, it's different. Yeah. Yes, it can use Scala. Yes, good. It can use Scala. I have known that people have developed tools in Java where it can kick off Talend job, it can kick off Scala. I mean, many things people are doing. But the main thing is how easily you can navigate around, and whether you are able to utilize your existing skill set or you are starting from ground zero. That is the biggest question for learning big data among most of the skill professionals, and I think on Talend for big data just answer it really well. Nitin said, thank you, Mr. Naik. A very good session, I must say. You're very, okay. Good night, Nitin. Hope to see you next week. Alright, guys. I think it's time for sign off. It was really lovely having you on board. If you have any more queries in terms of installation, in terms of the session, please visit Edureka and contact our support team. They will definitely help you out. And as your tutor, mentor, friend, I'll be there next week with this exciting course that we are starting off. Yeah. So guys, this is Naik signing off. Have a good night or good day. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.